Hello, everybody. Greetings from Africa, and welcome to this week's episode of 8,600 Seconds with Industry Leaders. My name is Patience Billy, and today we'll be reflecting on our past 10 episodes that have been airing on our weekly live show during the first quarter of 2025. We would like to reflect, celebrate our successes, and look forward to the future. Indeed. So, as we hit this milestone, I want to take a moment today to reflect on the journey so far. And I want to do this with you because you've been there with us from the very start, and we don't take your participation, your support, your love, encouragement for granted. From thought provoking conversations to insightful lessons, it has been a credible one, and a very incredible ride, if I must say. For those of you who have been following our weekly live conversations, what are your thoughts on the program's growth from your observation? Please let us know in the chat section. We would like to really engage with you today. Okay, let us know what you think as we progress today. But if you ask me, I would say that some of my favorite moments from our past 10 episodes on this show includes hosting various highly esteemed and distinguished guests with my truly amazing, gentle, soft-spoken co-host, Nasia Batarankai, who regrettably is unavoidably absent from today's show. We will not really be having a regularly on future shows to come. Some necessary duties, as in really necessary duties, can call and she has to. Okay? But that notwithstanding, we miss you, Marseille. We really miss you. Our viewers will also miss you. And of course, you may not be on the show regularly, but whenever you're going to be live, I'm sure they're looking forward to having you and seeing you. Okay, I also have lots of fun memories of the conversations we held. Different conversations, inspiring, insightful, thought provoking, like I said before. These exceptional guests that we hosted on the platform have not only taught me a lot, but they have also given me a new perspective on various topics. Let's have a brief recap of all the 10 episodes that have run here in the past. Are you ready? Okay, so during the first quarter of this year, our first episode, which was actually in the first season of our show under Executive Media Africa, officially started in earnest on Monday, January 27th, precisely 6 p.m. West African time or 7 p.m. Southern African time. While we observe this year's International Day of Education with the theme AI and Education, Human Agency in an Automated World. Do you remember? If we're here. Okay, so on that show, we were blessed to host the exceptional Professor Jacob Nyambe from Namibia as our special guest. Professor Nyambe's insight on education and everything educationally related and not just theoretical. I tell you that for free. They stem from a profound understanding of its challenges and opportunities. And of course, him being a leading expert in the education industry himself, as the current executive dean at the University of Namibia, as well as the chair of the National Commission on Research, Science and Technology in Namibia, to mention a few. He has been sitting as chair in many boards, and he has headed so many institutions. Okay. He embodies the intersection of educational leadership, innovative thinking, and he has dedicated his career to enhance systems, embracing technology to meet the challenges of the 21st century. In this day and age where artificial intelligence is increasingly influencing everything we do, from how we learn to how we communicate online or on sites, and even to how we live our lives every day. Professor Yanger's perspective on our first live episode were most invaluable. I advise you to go back, search for it, and listen to it. Honestly, I feel so nostalgic right now as I throw back to that very day. I can still recall the nightmarish internet battles faced, especially me. It was terrible. Technical glitches here and there before the event finally held. And after some repeated delays due to the frequent bouts of, technical terrorism that we experienced, we finally got to host that first episode on YouTube, only on YouTube. It was quite sad because the terrible internet issue affected our ability to go live on LinkedIn simultaneously, as we always do. But we did it anyway, and I'm proud of us, super proud of us. You should be proud of us too. For our second episode, what a swell time we had with the distinguished Senator Babafemi Ojuju from Nigeria on that live show. Everyone should meet him, honestly. Every one of you should meet Senator Ojuju. I kid you not. His positive energy, his candor, his merry hearted spirit, they are just so contagious. You can't, no dull moment around him. You cannot be around Senator Ojudu and not bring your A game. Naturally, he will bring it all out if you are hiding it. Of course, our conversation with him actually focused on the media industry and journalism. Senator Ojudu had always been a veteran journalist. In fact, a guerrilla journalist who has been through thick and thin, he has gone through hell and back during the military regime in Nigeria, where he was repeatedly jailed for years. His concerns during our live show on the misuse of technology by social media users and harlots, especially those who claim to be bloggers. Not all blog correctly, not all blog rightly. And here in Africa in particular, where social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and others are becoming increasingly monetized, people are posting wonders. The spread of misinformation and falsehoods can damage the reputation of the journalism and media industries, the profession that has been held in high esteem in years past. And even it has real world consequences. Somebody may search for you, you may say something defamatory about someone online, they'll come looking for you in real life. And you pay, you really, really pay, and you learn your lessons the hard way. So ultimately, finding a balance between regulating social media to prevent the spread of misinformation and protecting citizens' rights is crucial. That's what our policy makers. But this can also involve a combination of government regulation, self-regulation by the different social media platforms, as well as the users of these social media platforms being educated and creating awareness, in their heart. There should be awareness campaign to promote responsible social media usage, okay, by the teaming users by the day. We remain thankful to the distinguished Senator Babafemi Ojudu for the privilege to enjoy this great learning moment with him on our second episode. And we look forward to having more times with him in future. Well, and here comes the first female guest ever to appear on our show. And that was on our third episode. We hosted the lively Lady Alexander Comfort from Nigeria again, who is a dedicated mental health advocate. We dug deep into the issues bordering on mental health awareness and sanity. Please, dear Africans and members of the Black community worldwide, let's not stop talking about mental health issues. Let's not stop. The stereotype concerning this has to be checked. When someone has mental health issues, the person is not mad. The person do not need deliverance. You don't treat with prayers what a trained or licensed therapist ought to handle. We really have a lot of mental revolution in the Black community worldwide. Well, it is everyone's responsibility, and we have to break the silence. Precisely 1 month from now, Lady Alex will be hosting the second edition of our annual SAME conference, which we discussed about as well on that show. Okay, it will be held in the city of Port Harcourt, River State in Nigeria. That is the on-site venue. But information reaching me is that it will also be live streamed for the good of fellow Africans across the continent. So come one, come all. It's going to be on the 10th of May, precisely 1 month from now. Okay, so on our episode 4, we were inspired by a differently abled superwoman from the kingdom of Lesotho, Matemo Kolo, who is the founder of Stimo Foundation. Do you remember her? Very bright lady. She is also a journalist, in case you don't know, or in case you may have forgotten. And she's a radio presenter of programs like Life's Issues, the Youth and the Youth are Strong, there in Lesotho. Born with a physical disability, which motivated her to challenge herself to grow through life as a differently abled person, Matemo faced bullying and marginalization, but she refused to let her circumstances define her. No, instead, she turned her pain to passion. She turned her pain also into purpose, creating a foundation that empowers and supports other differently abled individuals. Her courage and determination are a testament to the human spirit's capacity for resilience. Indeed, I can say there is ability, full ability in disability. Please, let's stop marginalizing these unique individuals, okay? It is our hope as well that by virtue of you listening to this superhero of our time, Matimo, and she shares her stories, struggles, and triumphs with us on this fourth episode, you will be positively inspired, challenged, to rediscover the best version of yourself, your true inner self, which may be heaven self. Let's get started. Okay, moving on to our fifth episode, when we were honored to host Dr. Enku Dempsey, a practicing medical doctor and HIV care and treatment mentor, as well as a data analyst, all the way from the Horn of Africa, that is Ethiopia. Dr. Enku's story is one of passion, dedication, and innovation. She shared with us her experiences leveraging technology to improve healthcare and other outcomes that are healthcare related in Africa. Her insights on the importance of data-driven decision making was really captivating. I tell you, that was a lively and captivating discussion where we delved into a wide range of thought-provoking topics. The conversation was rich with ideas of enhancing health outcomes, mentorship, empowering the African community, of course, as well as other Black communities worldwide, and harnessing technology to achieve this, and fostering collaboration amongst us in Africa, and the pivotal role of leadership commitment in elevating healthcare systems in our beloved continent. We also explore the importance of data analysis and several other critical issues. This particular episode was one truly humbling experience for Marcia Bata and I. I remember very well. And we appreciate Dr. Enku for her deep-seated love, a labor of love in Africa through the years, and for keeping our viewers better informed. She also kept them glued to their seats all through the live. The the feedbacks thereafter spoke for themselves. Well, dear viewers, our reflection continues. Five down, five to go. Hello, episode six. Hmm. This episode actually marks the genesis of our special weekly series for women in the month of March, all through the month of March, which is the Almighty International Women's Month. It came with a theme for Women's Day celebration this year, if we can recall, accelerate action. And trust me, we really accelerated action in many ways here. We are women. I know we don't joke with our stuffs. Everyone knows. Everyone knows this, of course. So, in this sixth episode, which kickstarted our weekly series for Women International Month, we titled it Accelerate Action Against Gender Disparity. We welcomed our very esteemed guest panelists on the show, the person of Dr. Kim Ramatlapana from Botswana, who is the co-founder of Teach for Botswana. And we also welcome Tembekile Mokosi from Lesotho, who is a licensed counselor. These women, who were our special guests on that day, clearly buttressed on many strategies, many practical strategies and solutions to address the systemic barriers that have been preventing so many African women from reaching their desired potential. It's not so distant, so I encourage you, especially if you're a woman, please go back to that episode and view it. View and learn. Come back to tell us thank you. You're welcome in your class. Next, on the seventh episode, Marcia Abacha and I exclusively handled this, where we dove into the crucial conversation on accelerate action for women in STEM to achieve parity. In this seventh episode, we explored the alarming statistics of women's underrepresentation in STEM here in Africa and the global Black community. We also looked into the intersectionality of gender, race, and bias in STEM fields, as well as practical strategies for organizations and individuals to drive change and so much more. You go check that out, especially if you're a woman thinking of starting up in STEM. Remember, it is never too late to learn. Age shouldn't be a barrier. History has shown us repeatedly that some persons actually were late bloomers, but they made things happen. So get up, go, claim your place, and live a positive life for humanity and rest. Okay, so episode 8 had us women in the global Black community rising to our feet. Oh yes, we had to rise on our feet, wake up from our various slumbers to accelerate action against cancer. That's evil monster, cancer. Yes, we did this with the most incredible ambassador, Grace B. Sharia from the United States of America. Being a stage 3 breast cancer survivor herself, Ambassador Grace is a very passionate global advocate for cancer care as well as solutions. She is also the host of the monthly talk show on YouTube, which is titled Cancer Converse with Grace B. You go check it out, please. You'll be surprised to know that there are different variants of this evil seed called cancer. It affects so many places people will never ever think is possible. So our conversation on the vital role, I say it's focused on the vital role women can play or women should play. They should always play such role when it comes to accelerating action against cancer. Ambassador Grace shared her insights with us on the importance of cancer awareness and early detection. Dear women, when last did you go for a pap smear? How about a mammogram? Have you ever had one before? Like what Ambassador Grace said, don't wait until you fall on the bathroom floor before the doctor detects that you have something like that and asks you to run a mammogram, and then you discover this. The earlier the better. Prevention, they say, is better than cure, but early detection actually saves lives. We also learned from our insights on the impact of cancer on women's health and well-being. That was really deep. So you have to go back to that episode and get them fresh for yourself. There are ways women can support each other in the fight against cancer. We explored, especially those who may not be well schooled, who may not be so informed when it comes to speaking English and other languages that have so much inflicted Africa with the disease of globalization. So you don't have to be an English language speaker or French language speaker before you do the right thing. Let's help this woman. And of course, strategies for advocating for cancer research and support. So, like I said, go back to the episode, please. Go back to episode 8. You can check it out on LinkedIn here or go on our YouTube page and enjoy the view. Now we want to go to our episode 9. Boom, 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 boom. Here comes the game-changing episode 9 for president. I still cannot get enough of this mind-blowing episode it is. And I'll tell you why. You see, to wrap up the special weekly monthly series for women um, of our weekly live show on LinkedIn, we had a theme: intentionally accelerate action in your personal finance on the last week of March 2025, where we were so happy to host Coach Tobore Olumore, aka Coach T. She shed so much light on the importance of financial independence for women. As an expert personal finance planner, Coach T shares practical insights with us on how to, on how women can help themselves, how women can accelerate action in overcoming their common financial obstacles, and also intentionally achieve freedom financially. Some of these strategies that she shared with us include the importance of women creating a tailored financial plan that will suit their individual needs and goals, actionable tips for overcoming common financial challenges women face, which includes debt management and building savings. Coach T further provided valuable insights on investing and saving strategies. She highlighted the importance of starting early and being consistent. To start is one thing, but how consistent are you? That's where we always fall short. Then, finally, for now, of course, there are much, so you go listen and get them all. This is just a sneak peek. Coach T stressed the need for a mindset shift in all aspects when it comes to achieving financial freedom, emphasizing the importance of self-discipline, patience, resilience, and being intentional about associating mainly with goal-driven people who are good for your financial health. Please choose your associates wisely. So we thank Coach Tobere for this especially impactful session as we successfully drew the curtains of year 2025 International Women's Month to a close. Finally, for now, the episode 10. Episode 10, where focus was made on the subtlest damaging mental health issue known as the imposter syndrome phenomenon, which was handled exclusively again by Marcia Bata and I last week, just last week. Very fresh. The internet was not so kind to me after all again. So I couldn't sustain my hold on that conversation for long, as I would have known until that discussion ended. Nonetheless, before I was technically knocked out of that life, Marcia and I were able to establish some facts about this syndrome, which is that it was first identified in the year 1978 by two women psychologists, Patrice and Pauline. Oh, sorry, Pauline and Susan. Yeah, those are the names. And there's an estimated number of about 70% of people who may have experienced imposter syndrome at some point in their lives. The number is huge, or the figures are huge, but this is a reality, the sad reality of life. It is especially concerning to see that imposter syndrome disproportionately affects marginalized groups, which includes women, people of color, individuals from low income backgrounds, and the likes. These groups already face significant barriers to success, and imposter syndrome can escalate these challenges. That is the reason why I think it is essential to acknowledge this issue, raise awareness about this effect, just like what we did last week, and provide support and resources for those who are struggling to overcome this challenge. To me, I think there should also be a World Imposter Syndrome Day amongst the many international days that the United Nations have been coining week in, week out, day in, day out, month in, month out. We should have World Syndrome Day. Please take note, United Nations. It's necessary. By doing so, we can help create a more inclusive and equitable environment that allows everyone to thrive and reach their full potential. So please, dear viewers, it's your turn. Which of these 10 episodes best resonates with you? Tell us. You can kindly use the chats, to air your views, and it will be acknowledged here live as always. But I've been thinking deeply about this imposter syndrome thing ever since we had that conversation. I was just led to maybe touch a little more on it today. The factors that contribute to imposter syndrome. There are many. Marcia Bata actually touched on some of them. She also touched on some of the symptoms. So some persons may be living with it and they may not recognize it. So let's just do a little eye-opening thing. But meanwhile, while at it, okay, while I'm just trying to portray more on this imposter syndrome um, issue, this phenomenon, please feel free to air your views. Tell us which of our 10 past episodes you love the most, the memories you are relating, or the lessons learned that you have taken to heart. Share with us, okay, in the chat section. So, as I was saying, some of the contributing factors to imposter syndrome, in fact, the chief contributing factor, I will give it up to childhood experiences and upbringing. Here in Africa in particular. Many persons grew up in environments where achievement was highly valued, you know, big back in school, primary school, where they used to grade people according to who came first, second, third. Oh, if you're not coming first at the end of the term, you're in trouble. Every parent wants their child to come first in class. There you fail, You know what is waiting for you. So these children grew up where they are constantly being criticized by their parents. They are being bullied by their peers. Relatives will not fail to express disappointment in them, you know. So this is the genesis of deep-seated imposter syndrome. This is how it develops. This is how it starts. For example, if you're always told that you are not good enough, you may internalize those messages and doubt your own abilities. I know the human brain has this capacity to absorb negativity a lot. This is the reason why bad news often travels faster than good news. If you can really overcome this, do your findings. Just don't take my word for it. Fact check me. Bad news spreads faster than good news. It's the reason why people often whisper your success, but you see them scream your failures. It all began in childhood days. Here in Africa, see your mates, see your mate syndrome. Every time, see your mate, see your mate, see your mate. Your mate did this, your mate is doing that. You don't know your mate on the television talking, you don't know your mate doing this. Ah, and you keep reducing the child's morale. Not good at all. Parents in this generation, you know what I'm talking about. Especially, well, the millennials have all it takes. They should learn from what the baby boomers and the silent generations did to them and ensure they do not pass this traumatic style of parenting to the next generation. We can see that the Gen Zs are doing all they can to revolutionize against this, but we can still use better approaches. Everything begins with kindness. Treat every child you know with kindness. Please stop castigating children and downgrading their efforts. Not every child will grow up to be a lawyer or a doctor. Teach your child that it is okay to build stuff with their own hands. Okay? They should learn skills and build cool stuff with their hands. Whatever is wrong with carpentry, whatever is wrong with being mechanics, masonry and the rest. Okay, so our society too have not been helping out. Social and cultural expectations contributed to imposter syndrome for some humans. For those who were able to escape those traumatic childhood experiences, they grew up to a society that is waiting for them to grow up to conform to certain standards and expectations, thereby demeaning people's self-worth. You always hear them say, money stops nonsense. So when you don't have money, get ready to swallow lots of nonsense. There it goes. Okay, for instance, women are often hard hit because some of them will feel like imposters in a male dominated field. Go to a typical university all around Africa, a typical university of technology or engineering and the rest. Okay, let's say go to the mechanical engineering department or electrical electronics engineering department. Go there, count the number of women, if at all you see any, in a given classroom. Count them, come back to this lab, let's talk. That is how it all starts. Because they shame you for being in a male dominated environment or trying to measure up. They feel that these fields are mainly for men. As a woman, you should go and maybe learn kitchen, go and learn how to bake. We also have men who are baking. We have men who makes women's hair, braids very well. So why can't women be barbers? Why can't women be engineers? Why can't women, be carpenters, be painters? Why? You know, individuals from diverse backgrounds too, they may feel they're not part of the society or they don't belong to certain industries because they are not really from a financially stable background. Oftentimes, most of these children who grew up in homes where they are not so balanced financially, they grew up with this inferiority complexity in their minds. They cannot measure up. That is for the elites. They don't see themselves as belonging to the elite classes. So the evil seed of imposter syndrome keeps brewing, it grows and it always blooms, and our society will keep watering it. Some persons are also perfectionists, and your perfectionism is a fertile ground for imposter syndrome. In case you do not know, please know it now. Okay? Because people who are perfectionists or have this deep seated fear of failure, they can even be more prone to imposter syndrome when you set unrealistic high standards for yourself. You may feel like you're not meeting those expectations, even if you may actually be achieving great things. But you're looking for no, no one says that you should not reach out for the sky. No, reach for the skies. But please, while doing it, remember to clap for yourself at every given stage. At least looking back at what you were last year, you are in a better place. Your eyes may not be saying it. So be your first um, fan, be your first encourager. The world is full of critics, so don't be part of them. Don't criticize yourself, okay? There are a lot of people out there who are dedicated to doing that job. Let them do their negative job. You work on yourself. All right, so the symptoms of imposter syndrome can manifest in different ways. But some most common ones, as in some most common symptoms include a person feeling like they are a scam, they are fake, or feeling like a phony. These people often feel like they are pretending to be what they are not. Meanwhile, that is not really so. They feel like they are fooling others to see them as humans. But deep down, they know they are not truly deserving of their success. Just imagine you are succeeding in a particular field, and something in you is telling that you don't deserve the success. That is really a mental health issue that many persons may not know, and people expressing this, they need help. Some are even afraid of being exposed or found out. For what? Are you a criminal? Just for excelling. You are excelling and you keep wondering, will they one day find out that I am not really what I am? Come on. You always live in fear of being discovered as a fake person. You worry that people may find out that you are not really as capable as they think you are. Really? Everyone is struggling and we don't have it all. Some are good at hiding it than the others. So you celebrate every milestone you've taken in life. Why downplay your achievement when others have not done it? You downplay your accomplishments. You attribute your success to luck instead of your own abilities. Luck of all things. You see that word luck? Please take it off your dictionary, your personal dictionary. Okay? For me, I don't believe in luck. I only believe in Jehovah and his blessings. I believe in the Almighty God who created everyone and his blessings. Blessings comes from him. There's nothing attributable to luck. So you are not lucky. You are blessed with high skills, with unique skills. Please let your light shine and stop being scared of your own accomplishments. Even if people are telling you things to bring you down, because they are scared that you'll be better out than them, do not listen to their voice. Don't see it as a difficult task to accept praises or recognition from those who genuinely acknowledge what you're doing. Please don't. When people with imposter syndrome receive praise, they feel uncomfortable as if they don't deserve being praised or being recognized for their good works. Come on, you deserve better than that. Okay? Some of them might even deflect compliments or attribute their success to others. You praise somebody for doing something, say, thank this person, please thank this person. I wouldn't have been able to do this if not for this person or that person. And more often than not, the person really did not do anything. Maybe other than just being there, just showing up and looking at you doing it. So please, let's try to work on certain things, okay? You are not alone. Like we said earlier, about 70% or over 70% of people struggle with this at one time of their life. Some are still struggling, but there is hope. You doubt yourself, doubt your ability, question if you really have evidence to prove that you're deserving of your success. Imposter syndrome can affect anybody. Any one of us can be affected by this. No one is immune to it. Not even the president of your country is immune to imposter syndrome. All right? Not even the number one man in the United Nations organization. Everyone is prone to this. But it is particularly prevalent amongst high achieving women. And I wonder why. Women, we really have a lot of mindset overhauling. Okay? This cut across people of color, not just the blacks and individuals from marginalized communities. And they've been holding them back from pursuing greater goals, taking risks, okay, calculated risks, okay, and asserting themselves in careers and personal lives. No, please, you don't have to cut yourself down. You don't have to downsize yourself. You don't have to be small to make other people feel better about themselves. So now let's see how you can, find a way out of the shackles of imposter syndrome. Recognize and acknowledge your feelings. Recognize first that you are battling imposter syndrome. That recognition and acknowledgement leads to self-awareness. This is the beginning of your healing, the beginning of your journey out of this deep pit. Then, of course, reframe negative thoughts. Challenge those negative voices meeting inside your head right now and replace them with positive affirmations. Tell those negative voices holding their meetings every day to shut up and sit down, or in fact, they should get lost for good. You deserve better. You are more. You will be more. And in years to come, you keep being more. You deserve every success. Everything you are doing deserve to grow, deserve to succeed, okay? And so do you. Do not look down on yourself. Don't discount yourself. Don't discount your progress and see it as small. As long as you keep moving. All right, focus on your strengths. We all have our strengths. We all have our unique strengths. That is why self-awareness is very important. We have our strengths. Please focus on them. Other than dwelling on your weaknesses, all right? Your accomplishment. What have you done? This will further, challenge you or encourage you to reach further for the skies. Then seek support and community is important. All right. Here in Nigeria, it is often said that it is the right hand that washes the left hand. The right hand cannot be clean if the left hand is not there to join forces. When they come together, rub themselves very well, they become clean at the end of the day. That is how it is with positive community. So seek out, surround yourself with people who support and encourage you. They may not necessarily be many in number. I'm not really talking about you being in the midst of crowd all the time, but at least let them be good for your mental health. They should also be good for your social health. Okay? Seek out these ones and choose wisely, please. Practice self-compassion. I cannot overemphasize this anymore. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness and compassion. The way you would treat a close friend. We all have a close friend who is dear to our hearts. That close friend can even be a member of our family too. Whenever they are there, our soft spot, our softness comes to play. But why can't we be soft towards ourselves? So please, it's very important. And celebrate your successes. That little program you claim, yeah, you are the one that's calling it little anyway. Some people don't have the mental capacity or brain capacity to even go for it. You've done something. It is a win. Celebrate it, no matter how small it seems to you. There are people out there who will clap for you. If you don't believe me, check around on LinkedIn. Post your success story on LinkedIn. At least, no matter what. You'll be surprised. Strangers will be out there to clap for you, even more than people you don't know. Or rather, more than people you know. Such is life. But how would you know that there are people out there who will support you, even if they're strangers, if you don't show up? So please celebrate your success. Don't swallow them. All right? You learn, you upskill yourself for the sake of collaborating with people to get certain things done. Don't cage in. I think there are other strategies too. You can consider developing a growth mindset, Embrace challenges. They will always be there. We all face challenges. Humans exist to receive to be challenged. So face them, embrace the challenges, learn from your failures. Failures are learning curves. They are not fatal, they are not final. Okay, they are not like the judge's sentence in any court of law. They are actually learning curves. Just like Thomas Edison. And remember when he discovered electricity, he tried 999 times and failed before the 1000th time. And what did he say? He said he's not asking to us or to commentators that he failed 999 times. But he said he discovered 999 ways that did not work. That is the spirit. So the so-called failures are learning curves. They are not, they're not life sentences. So do not sentence yourself to a lifetime of misery. Okay? Focus on your progress instead of perfection. Perfection is just a myth. No one is perfect anyway. So how can what you're doing be perfect? Check it out. Set realistic goals and expectations. Don't overwhelm yourself. Right? Break down your goals. No matter how large they are, break them down to small achievable parts and you're able to scale through. And celebrate every progress along the way. It is not easy to stay consistent. It's not easy to start something and strive to finish it. So please keep celebrating yourself. Be like the lizards. The lizard is a very famous animal in Africa, especially here in my home country. When it falls down, you see it nodding its head. People refuse to clap for it, so it is clapping for itself. Be like the lizard, please, and not in approval. Okay? Whatever good thing you're doing. You know you're doing a good thing. You know. But that inner voice is telling you otherwise. That's why I said tell it to shut up and get it. Okay? Isn't it not so weird to see and to know that this imposter syndrome can affect people from all walks of life? All walks of life, they are always affected, including high achievers. So no one is immune to it. The best we can do is work on ourselves, increase your self-awareness, and fight every tendency to discount whatever you're doing or calling it small. Women are worst hit. This is the reason why women have to wake up, please. There are other women who have been working as our role models, as we can say. They've been making it big out there. Do you think they didn't have struggles? They had internal battles, but they increased their self-awareness. And look at where they are today. We celebrate them. Naima, what's her name? Winnie. Um, we have them all around Africa. So women who have been achieving so many things. Oh, even when I was going through our past episodes, do you recall that there are some women who we hosted? The likes of Dr. Enku, the likes of Matimo of Stimo Foundation, the likes of Dr. Kim, Ramat Lapana, Otembekile, Coach Tobore, Ambassador Grace. Come on, you can do it, sis. You can. Rise up. And you will never walk alone. We don't need to belong to Liverpool Club for us not to walk alone. In this case, we will never walk alone. Okay, we are always here for you. So reach out. Reach out. To overcome imposter syndrome, it's important that you develop a growth mindset, like I said. So embrace yourself. Okay, embrace yourself. So to our viewers, I want us to please remember that for you to overcome imposter syndrome, you need time. Of course, it takes time. It's not a one-day thing to overcome it, but you have to be consistent. You have to be patient. You have to practice self-compassion. Be gentle with yourself. Focus on your strengths. Celebrate your wins and successes, even if they appear to be small in your own eyes. It's only in your eyes that they are small. Others are not saying it that way. In case you don't know, I'm telling you now. After all, your name is not many people. So even if many people are not saying it as you wish thing, go on, go on. No, do your legitimate thing, okay? The world will adjust. Be you, be your true, authentic self. In this world, it's constantly trying to turn you into something else. That, I tell you, will be one of your greatest accomplishments. Is a promise. If you are struggling with imposter syndrome, always know you are not alone, like I said. Seek out genuine friends, well meaning family members, or best of all, go seek a mental health professional for support. Please don't fight this alone. Of course, you should be wise enough to know who you shouldn't be privileged or who shouldn't be privileged with certain information about you. You should, shouldn't you? Some listening ears are actually running mouths. So learn and never forget the ABC rule of personal safety. ABC. Always be careful. So, dear viewers, we want to implore you not to let your background continue to keep your back on the ground anymore from today. Okay, starting from now. Keep shining your light no matter what, because humanity needs a sparkle. And remember that you are capable of achieving greatness. You deserve the successes in your life. You are capable of every good thing, and you are capable of succeeding. Well. Reaching 10 episodes is a significant milestone, and I'm proud of what we've achieved so far. From engaging with amazing guests across the beautiful green African continent to building a community around the show. It's been an incredible journey, and we can't do this without you. We wouldn't have been here without you. So, as we move forward into Q2, or just as in right now, we are in the second quarter of the year. We are thrilled, we are excited, we are anticipating the prospects of exploring new topics, inviting more guests to share their insights with us. And how about you? You that is viewing right now, what do you think? What are your expectations for the future of this show? What do you think we can do to improve or explore further? We would love to hear your thoughts and feedback, so please don't hesitate to reach out, okay? Use the chat section and let us know your thoughts. Also, if you have some personal issues with within the secular operational environment, like where you work, where you do business and the likes, and you love us to address certain issues like this, you want it to be addressed by us, or you want it to be addressed by any of our future guests we'll be hosting here in weeks to come, please feel free to message us directly via our official LinkedIn page. Check the comment section, you'll find them, the details there. You can also send us an email to nemanetwork@gmail.com. All are found there, comment section, okay, on LinkedIn. And to stay anonymous when you send a message. Please, we cross our hearts. Know that your privacy is 100% assured. As we wrap up today's episode, today's reflective episode, I want to thank you all for joining me on this nostalgic journey. It's been enlightening to look back at our progress so far and think about what's coming up next. It's really a pleasant way to kickstart the second quarter of the year for our LinkedIn weekly live talk shows. You all are amazing, our dear audience. I must confess, you all are amazing. Who are we without you? What can we do without you? Thank you again for being part of this journey. Your support, your engagement, your likes, your loves, everything good coming from you mean the world to us. Before I leave the studio today, I want to leave all of you with a powerful quote from Maya Angelou, the famous Maya Angelou. I love that woman so much. She once said, do the best you can until you know better. Then, when you know better, do better. So, until next time, dear viewers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in today. and I'll be seeing you again next week. For now, it's goodbye.